coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate it. Boom. I appreciate the support. Let's go, let's get it, man. We out here, we pushing that P 24/7, 365, trying to reach them and teach them, man. Yes, yes, yes. Big love to all my subscribers, man. Big love to all my members, man. Let's go, let's get it. Let's get this meet and greet popping. You heard me? Oh man, I don't know. Sitting here this morning, man, I was just thinking in my mind, man. A couple of dudes that crossed my mind, man. First dude crossed my mind. I don't think I ever even spoke about him in the video before, man. This dude we call Marvin, man, but you know, silently we called him Military Marvin. You know, Militant Marvin. Man, he was an older dude, man, that I had met early in my bid on Augusta, and man, he was probably like in his late 50s at this time, maybe early 60s, but he was slim, trim, he worked out, he stayed in shape, you know what I'm saying? He had these old gray dreads and stuff, and it was weird to me because for some reason, man, I think he was a military vet or something, but for some reason, man, they used to let him wear his army boots. He had army boots. Everybody else had state boots, whatever. He literally had army boots. Them joints, you know, to come way up to your calf and you can lace all up and stuff like that. And he had those and they let him wear those, and he used to always tuck his pants on the inside of them joints and lace them up real tight. And he used to be real cool with my homeboy Boo, right? And so that's how I got to know him. And the story of Marvin was that I heard he had been locked up a long time, man. At this time, probably like over 30 years. And I heard he, you know, had, you know, forever and ever supposed to have like killed 2 or 3 people, man. You know what I'm saying? With his bare hands in like a fight, you know what I'm saying? Like a street fight or something. He supposed to have been some type of military war vet and all of this and all of that, right? So I just remember used to looking at him, man, and I was just in awe. But he was older, right? But he still was no nonsense. You could tell he was real militant, and he had this talent that was a talent to me at the time. It was amazing because I never seen nobody do this. He used to take a picture. You could give him a picture of you or your girl or whoever you wanted to give it of, and he could take the picture. He would cut it in a circle, right? He would cut it in a circle, and he would put some type of glue on it, like you put glue on it, and the glue, when the glue dried, you could see through it. It was like a medallion, and on both sides you would have a picture, 2 different pictures, and he put like we had these boots in there, and I don't know where he was getting all these boot strings from, but the boot string would be glued in around it, and then it was a necklace, and you could wear it around your neck. Right, it was a big thing going on back then. This, you talk about the late 80s, and it was big because he was the only one that had that type of skill that could do that. And he was making them and selling them to people and this, that, and the third, man. But he just was a low-key, very short amount of words type of dude, but he was trained to go. I mean, trained to go. He was not playing. You didn't play with him. He didn't joke. He didn't laugh. He didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? But I just thought about him as I, you know, moved through my bit, and I started seeing dudes that was gangsters and it was older, because I ran into Marvin again, you know, years later. Now you got to think he like probably in his 70s, man, and he was like whittled down and like slow moving and stuff like that. And I seen like, you know, younger dudes saying things to him that I know that they couldn't even have said to him back then. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me realize, man, that's one of the worst things that can happen to a gangster in prison is to get old. A gangster in prison to get old, man, because prison is forever changing. They always bringing these young dudes in. These young dudes will come in and they don't know you. They don't know what the work you put in. They don't know what you will do, what you have done. And these dudes will get in your way and try you. So it makes it very, very difficult. The older you get in prison, the harder it is to get out. The older you get in prison, the harder it is to get out, because when you come to prison, you got to demonstrate. You got to put your demonstration down to keep the wolves off you, to let people know what you about, what you will do. And when you do that, you're gonna go through it. They're gonna take you through it. You know what I'm saying? You probably gonna go to the hole. You might get more time. It all depending on what the situation is and how big the demonstration is. You know what I'm saying? But that will reverberate around the system, and people will know who you are. They'll know what you're about. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna save you from a lot of future problems, because dudes gonna know not to play with you, right? But the problem with that is, once you do that and people know who you are, the more time you do and the older you get, and the newer people coming in and they don't know about you or know who you are, and they looking at the product, they see you old, they see the gray hair, they see you ain't as much in shape no more, and they just think you just an old sucker. And they can play with you, and they can talk slick to you, or they can, try to, you may have accumulated a lot of stuff, they might try to sneak in your cell. All of these type of things, man, even though you old in prison, even though you trying to get out, you going to end up hurting somebody. And that's going to prolong your stay, if not keep you there forever. So it's hard, man. And I seen it throughout my bit. I heard about it throughout my bit, even when I wasn't around it. This is some of the things that Bo Billy was going through. He was such a gangster in his time of doing time and putting in so much work that you had these young dudes that come in and they see him older now, late 60s, and he's still barking and like he the warrior that he is. And they don't see that because they don't know that. And they play with him, and then he got to demonstrate, and then he pushes time back. And then they looking at him like he got more charges. Because Bo will fight all the way up until, his demise. Bo was not going for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I can remember the most vivid one I remember was just like Sam Pitts when he got older. Everybody in the penitentiary that was of age and been in there for a minute knew who Sam Pitts was, but you got younger dudes coming in, they ain't never heard of Sam Pitts. They new to the system, they young, they 21, 22, 23 years old. They coming off the street from being drug dealers, and this got a little money, want to get into gambling, want to be getting his sack in and thinking they slick and doing something in the penitentiary, don't knowing what's to come to them later on. You know what I'm saying? Ain't did nothing. But like I told you, the drug man always get a little respect just because he got the drugs, because everybody want to get high. He ain't put no work in the penitentiary, don't nobody know him. But it'll give him a false sense of bravado, like he's somebody, until he stop getting drugs, and he'll realize dudes will start trying to victimize him. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get them drugs in, you going to be victimized, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got a liquor muscle, you ain't got no fight in, you just got a slick mouth, and you talk like you a gangster because you get the sack and dudes give you respect. They confuse that respect for, they a tough guy, instead of because, no, you provide a service the dudes want in the penitentiary. But these type of things happen, man. And dudes, I remember, like I told y'all that story when the dude was talking slick to Sam in there at the skin game, and other older dudes that was still, physically capable was like, man, don't talk to that man like that, man. You don't know that man, man. You don't know that. Man, I ain't worrying about that old. Yeah, that old man right there would have broke your neck in about 5 seconds back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But they don't understand that. They don't know that. And it hurt Sam to his heart, man. I mean, you can physically see, you know what I'm saying, vividly see the physical pain that he was in, like that somebody would even dare to talk to him with disrespect. That's how notorious he was. That's how gangster he was. Dudes knew what came with talking to him like that. Convicts knew, inmates knew, even the administration knew not to talk to Sam with disrespect. But these young dudes don't know. That was when Sam was out there the next morning on a cane with missing toes, and now he got missing fingers and missing teeth and weighing barely 100 and some pounds soaking wet, and he still got that Bethlehem, and he's trying to find that little young dude that was talking to him slick the day before, at breakfast. He trying to wait for him to come out of the kitchen and try to, you know what I'm saying? Even at his, you know what I'm saying, depleting state of health, he was still willing to put that work in because he had a set of principles within himself that he still was abiding by, Excuse me. So these things would make it hard for you to get out of the penitentiary because the penitentiary is always evolving. And then you got these young dudes, and then you got these gang members. You got these dudes that's talking to old timers that in a way that they not gonna accept. They not. And it's hard to stay out of the way in the penitentiary. How you gonna stay out of the way? Some of the old timers still get high. So they gotta deal with the young dudes. But the young dudes talking about, you better have my money, old man. I'm telling you, man. What? You know what I'm saying? Or they be like, yeah, you know, it just go back to Spook Dust. Shout out to Spook Dust. He probably still up in the mountains. Probably still up in the mountains now, working on probably a dub, probably 20 years in the mountains. Been down about 52. But that was all because the young dudes said, man, yeah, all y'all little old timers be snitching. Y'all hot. Oh, y'all hot. Spook Dust like, what? When you tell a convict, when you tell a real man, a dude that done put in much work to gain his reputation, to stand on his own too, did he hot, did he a snitch, or you call him gay, or you call him a boy or something, bro, you might as well have just spit in his mouth. You might as well just spit in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? And Spook ain't even give him no indication that he was in danger. Okay, all right, yeah, you got that. Yeah, I know. I know. Next thing you know, he in the stairway with the knife in his gut. In his gut, begging for his life. You know what I'm saying? And it don't be for, I think it's Blunt, the old time Blunt. He'd have died, man. Let him go, Spook. He'd have died up in that stairway. In his 20s, he would have died, man. And that man had to pay the price for that, for somebody else's ignorance, somebody else's immaturity. See what I'm saying? So you gonna have to learn how to deal with all these things, and a lot of dudes can't deal with that because they can't deprogram, they can't bring it down. They at the level, and they survived at the level of intensity that they bring to every day. That's how they survive, and they can't pull away from that, because when they pull away from that, they feel weak. They feel like they slipping. You know what I'm saying? So he did what he felt like he had to do. He did what he would have always did. He did what he did many other times. But the youngin' ain't know it. They ain't got a hole in his gut. Now he stitched up. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm sure going throughout his bit, he gonna know not to talk to everybody the way he was talking to him. But that's a hard lesson to learn for him, and it's a lesson that may keep Spook Dust in the penitentiary for the rest of his life. See what I'm saying? So the older you get in prison, man, the lower the odds is of you getting up out of that joint, man. And that's sad. It's really, really sad. They don't separate you in prison. They don't put all of the old time. I think I was on the institution one time. They had all the lifers in a pod. They was trying to do that. I think it was Sussex too. They had implemented trying to put all lifers in the same building. You know what I'm saying? Which creates a whole nother problem, because then you got a whole bunch of dangerous dudes that ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's hard on the yard and real in the field, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Real talk, man. It be crazy in there, man. And I seen it a lot of times, man. Old dudes, man, they get pushed to their wits end, man. And they trying to get out. They done did 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years, and they just trying to slide out the door. They trying to get through that little crack. And here come a youngin' playing with them. Trying to handle the phone. Trying to handle the microwave. Trying to handle the shower. When dudes have been in the penitentiary before you was even taking showers. Before you was even walking on 2 feet. While you was walking around in your granddaddy or your daddy Levi's. Tucked up in his underwear somewhere, up in his balls, man. You won't even alive, and you coming in the penitentiary trying to tell these dudes what to do. They not going for it. They not in VA, and not them real gangsters. They ain't even going for that gang. They don't even play that gang stuff. I done seen dudes when them gang members start coming, man. Old times to be setting up in that joint like, man, their whole disposition is gone. Just seeing them move around and leaning on dudes. Then they got little things going on. You got a lot of them old timers, man. They done turned to getting high, or either they was getting high when they came in there. I don't know. But I know a lot of them do get high. And that's their relief. That's their escape. And then they setting up in this joint and they waiting on the weekend, so see who got the sack, and they done got their money saved up and parlayed, they done gambled, they done, you know what I'm saying, did this, that, and the third, and hit a couple of pools, put their money away and waiting to get high, and then y'all gang members in here running down on these white boys, running down on these older guys, and these dudes go to the police and the pod get locked down, man, they be wanting to murk them young dudes. They on lock and they can't get high, man. They get the targeted and looking at them jokers, man. That's why they despise them, because they say they in the way, and they in the way. They in the way of the orderly operations of the way the penitentiary used to go, and the way dudes in Virginia is used to it going. Now you got gangs coming in VA, and now they trying to do this LA stuff and this all these big city stuff down here, and they messing the penitentiary up. And the old time dudes, man, be this close to taking one of them jokers out every day. I can see it in them. I can see it in them, man. And them dudes will misjudge them and look at them and say, oh, man, he ain't. Because let me tell you something. Looks is deceiving, man. It ain't the big, strong muscle dude or the dude that's been on the weight power all the time that might be the one to carry you out. It's the dude that ain't never lived no weights, and he quiet and stayed himself. And you see him running poker games, and you see him running parlays, or you see him running the stove box. And you say to yourself, well, how he ain't the biggest, he ain't the strongest. He the most dangerous one. He the one not going to be playing with you. He the one that ain't going to be trying to bench press nothing. He going to be trying to, that's what he going to be trying to do. And he going to do it when you ain't even looking. He going to do it when you least expect it. He going to do it when you next in the microwave. He going to do it when you next on the phone. He going to do it when you stepping out that shower and look that way, and then that junk coming straight in your face. You know what I'm saying? That's what they going to do. And that's what they been doing. You know what I'm saying? But it be setting them back, man. I got, when I was up Wallace Ridge, man, I seen so many old timers up there, and I know why they up there. They up there because they had to put their hands on one of them youngest. You know what I'm saying? Dudes that done did 30 years, 40 years, man, and trying to get out. Man, what you doing up here in the mountains, man? Young dude tricked me up there in their old Greenville. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy and it's sad, though, because they not going to separate these dudes that's trying to get out of the penitentiary and put them into space. Now, the reason what made me think about that is because I've been talking to Munchie lately, and now Munchie on year number 32, and he up there at Lawrenceville, and they saying that they done turned Lawrenceville into this type of penitentiary that I'm talking about, where you mostly got old timers there that's going home or that's trying to go home. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been a problem in the penitentiary since I came in there. You know, so now they got these dudes there, and they saying if you get even a charge on that, you get a contraband charge, then you off. They shipping you off of it. You got to be 4 years charge free to get there. You got to already be trying to go home, and you got to be programming. Munchie just told me the other day that it ain't been a fight of physical altercation on this institution in 2 years he been there. Not one physical altercation. This is how much dudes want to go home. This is how much time dudes done put in, and they realize that the system ain't it, and they trying to go home, and they done got there. Because half of these dudes ain't never in their whole bit done been 2, 3, 4 years charge free. Never. I think I went like 4 years maybe charge free, like a 4 year stretch maybe once in my life, and that's probably the 5, 6 years before I came home. Never. So I'm saying, so I'm glad that they got an institution like that, man, because it's safeguarding these old dudes, because it's putting them around a lot of other old timers, and everybody know what they stand to lose when they step out of pocket. Everybody know. You know what I'm saying? So it's keeping the violence down, and it's giving dudes at least a shot. If they honoring that, if they actually giving them parole. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them on there, like I say, they charge free. You got to be 4 years charge free just to get on the institution. And if you get one charge, you gone. It's some dudes that done went there and Munchie done told me they gone already. Man got here, man got a charge in a week, he gone. You know what I'm saying? Send them up off of there. They gonna get you up off of there in a couple of days, he said, after you get a charge. But this is something that should have been implemented in the system a long time ago, because you got a lot of old timers that done caught a whole rack of time before they did this. And they probably ain't gonna get back. They probably ain't gonna get a chance to get out. You know what I'm saying? You done did 30, 40 years, and then you done stabbed a dude up, or you done cut a dude's throat, or you done sliced a dude in the face, or you done had to do something to one of them young police, because they qualified too. They come in there young, don't know what's going on, trying to handle you, talk to you like a child, like we just seen the video with the lady talking to the man. That's normal in the penitentiary. I ain't saying it's right. It's normal. He just won't go in for it. But it's normal. That's how they talk to you, like you less than nothing, and they expect you to take it on the chin. And everybody's not going to do that. And you're going to catch somebody on bad days. You're going to catch somebody on days where they say, man, they're going to just say, oh, no, not today. Not today. You know what I'm saying? And it be like that because you're under so much pressure. you're under so much pressure, tremendous amount of pressure every day, man. But it get harder, man, as the time go on, and your chances get, less and less. Every time, every year that passes while you in the penitentiary, of you actually getting out, unless you got an actual release date, and then that still ain't it, cause somebody can still do something to you and stop you from getting to that. So crazy situation, man. So the moral of the story is, man, stay on the street, man. Don't get old in the penitentiary. Don't go in the penitentiary young. Don't go in the penitentiary at all. You did? Because it ain't nowhere that you want to be, man. It's going down in the penitentiary every day. Right now, as we speak, somebody's getting stabbed. Somebody's getting their manhood took. Somebody's getting extorted. Somebody's getting beat up. Somebody's getting carried. Somebody is dealing with the police. Somebody ain't got nobody to call. Somebody ain't got nobody to come and visit them right now. Don't let that be you, man. Straight up. Y'all be safe, be smart, man. Make good decisions, man. Duck them hooks, man, because they out there. Boom.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young.
I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.